Hi, this is Steven from Where Else Philippines. Welcoming you back to my channel. Stay tuned. We're going to have some interesting news, something you might want to hear. At least it's good news for me. Don't miss it. Hi everyone, this is Steven from Where Else Philippines channel. I want to welcome you back. Thank you for watching and subscribing. And I mentioned earlier that I had some good news that I wanted to share with you. And if you recall, a few weeks ago, I talked about in one of my videos was about the various Philippine visas that were required to have foreign nationals that were non-Filipinos be able to enter the Philippines during this COVID crisis. And I had been here for the last 10 years under a tourist visa. And even though I kept my tourist visa up to date, it was not a good enough visa to have if I were to leave at this point the Philippines and returned back to my home here, since I am retired and living here. And that one of the visas that allowed these foreign nationals to come back in was a SRRV visa, a special resident retirement visa, which I applied for. And just sort of to recap, I just need to take you through the process of what I had to go through. I started this sometime in July. You had to get in contact with someone from the Philippine Retirement Authority. They put me in touch with an agent who corresponded with me through email about what was needed. Filling out a application form for the PRA, Philippine Retirement Authority, to give my pertinent information about where I came from in the US, who my relatives were, if I was married, that I had children, and then where I'm living here in the Philippines. Getting that information together was easy, but then there was a whole slew of other things that had to be done. I needed to get a client registration form filled out. And this is the form that's needed to be submitted for the agents that work with the Philippine Retirement Authority to represent and help you out. There's of course a fee that goes to them. It's a one-time fee. They are the ones that are telling me the requirements for the information I need to submit to them. My passport has to be up to date because I'm going to have to submit my passport with some copies. I'm going to have to submit copies of the last time that I came into the country. I'm going to need to go to the NBI, which is the National Bureau of Investigation. For guys in the US, that's kind of like the FBI. They do a thorough background check. It's a process where you have to go online, make an appointment online. The PRA helps speed the process up a little bit. Otherwise, to be quite honest, I'd still be waiting for my NBI appointment. But that was able to be processed quickly so that I could go down there with the required information, review with them the information that's in my passport, review with them the application for the PRA, make sure everything was done correctly, get fingerprinted, get pictures taken, and then once that's submitted, I think there's a small fee for the process of that, but that is only paid when you are making the application online to have the whole process done. Once that's finished, then you have to come back in a couple of days. I was able to come back the next day, pick up my MBI clearance form, have that, make some copies to have that submitted with all the paperwork that I'm submitting to the PRA as well. I needed to prove that I lived where I'm living. So that required a barangay barangay registration certificate. I needed to have my original DD-214 because in order to apply for this SRRV visa, you have to have been in the military, and so they require you having this copy of your DD-214, which is your discharge papers. I need to get a social security statement. I needed to get a statement that I have a pension coming to me regularly. Now, it's not just a letter from your company that says this is what you would get if you were to retire now as part of your pension. You have to be getting the pension. So, you know, the agent from the PRA even suggested that there are some folks who tried to game the system by showing that intent and they were not getting their payments. They just showed them the letter saying that this is what they would get if they were to retire. So now you have to actually show that you're getting that retirement money because you have to show some kind of income coming in. What else? You have to open a bank account, and they provide you with a specific list of banks that you can choose to open your bank account. And for this, it's a lot different than when I had gone to the Philippine Retirement Authority years ago when I first came to the Philippines, where it was required that you had to deposit $10,000 or $20,000. This time, because of this special resident retirement visa, it's only $1,500, which is a big difference. So I had to get that done. And then finally, because I'm doing it from here, they handled what they had to call, I guess, an Interpol check. Because I believe that if I were in the US, then I would have to get something from the local state police from the state that I'm residing in. But since I'm here, Interpol is the only place that they could go to in order to get that. And the last thing, which is most important, is this, medical certificate. You have to get past some tests. Otherwise, you could be considered dangerous with a contagious disease, in which case you're not getting the visa. You could have serious mental disorder, which you're not going to get the visa. You can have physical defects and disorder, which there's, depending upon what it is, you may or may not get it. And if you just have minor conditions, which in this case is called a Class C, they allow you to come in because that just means you have maybe high blood, nothing else major that's wrong with you. And they'll allow you to come to the Philippines. Obviously, they don't want sick and crazy people coming here. They have enough already. So just going through this process took about a month and a half, given the fact that in between there were, I think, 2 lockdowns that we had because of the COVID. But we got through all of that, got everything done, submitted all the paperwork, and about a week ago, they told me my visa was approved. And a few days ago, they sent me another text message saying that the visa had been signed. So on Tuesday, I go down and I pick up my visa. I have to take an oath. I don't know what the oath is. I believe it's probably something along the lines of saying that I swear that everything that I submitted is true and accurate and I haven't lied, or who knows what the penalty is, but you know, you certainly won't get the visa. So I guess in a sense I have to call this like episode 6 part A. And after I do the oath taking and picking up the visa on Tuesday, I may come back with like a short follow-up and call it episode 6 part 2. I don't know, but you know, that's the good news that I wanted to share, that my visa issues now should be over with. I'll be free to come and go. And considering what some of the alternatives were for getting this SRRV process done, you know, this is a good thing for me. I'm happy to have done it. And, you know, until next time, keep those comments coming. I want to say how I appreciate all the new subscribers and the likes. And those of you who have been making comments in you know, after the videos that I've shown, you know, I see them, I read them, I try to answer all of them. And I will take a few of those comments under consideration for possible subject matters for upcoming videos, like the how much does it cost to have a girlfriend in the Philippines, when I was talking about the cost of living expenses. Well, I didn't mention that because those days, as far as I'm concerned, are over. But not to say that it didn't happen. So I do know a little bit about that, and perhaps I will, you know, mention it. These are the things that I will attend to in upcoming videos. But you know, until then, or I should say until Tuesday, after I go pick up my brand new visa and become what I would say whole again, take care of yourselves. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.